I did the same on the left side. So what happened? This person has left and right side. So let me draw it for you. My partner boss doesn't have any network marketing experience. So while focusing on both sides, look here. The members must have been placed down like this, right? This person also placed everyone on both sides. But do you know what's interesting about this? As you attend seminars, let me mark with a star the people on both sides of your younger sibling who are also attending seminars. On your sibling's left side, there are people attending seminars as well. And on the right side, there are also people attending seminars. So the balance is roughly even, right? But here, on the China side, there isn't anyone attending seminars. On the left side, that is. But there are people on the right side. Now, in this situation, which side do you think I was assigned to? And as we encounter system income, our job is to develop leaders through our teamwork, right? So I need to help my partner become a leader as quickly as possible. Then what did I say at the very beginning? I said you have to make even more sacrifices, right? If a leader sacrifices themselves and becomes the foundation, people will naturally follow and respect them. That has nothing to do with age. It's a matter of capacity. The difference is whether you have a super dream or not. So which side did I take responsibility for? I placed my person here. So I assigned a Chinese teacher here, since it's China anyway. This is really important. Earlier, I mentioned this. Who did I learn it from? It's not because I'm smart, but what did the Imperial Master do earlier? He placed someone to the right of Imperial Master Kim Kang-ryo. That's the principle behind it. So do you know what makes the difference between whether Atomy succeeds or not? It depends on whether you work centered around people, whether you build your organization through teamwork, or whether you just try to match sales quickly and superficially. The organization grows tremendously. It changes. So what happens at first? People don't understand it. But if I manage to do it and make it happen, once you make it, that's how it ends up being built. That process gets replicated exactly as it is. It's really fascinating, isn't it? In the end, the gratitude that arises depends on how I work to help that person succeed. But there are cases like this too. Even though I did all this, my partner acts like it's only natural, treats me badly, and demands even more from me. That just means you lack discernment. Or maybe you just lack experience, or you met the wrong person. But with Atomy, there are no membership fees or monthly maintenance fees, right? So since people don't join through some kind of training, anyone can join. That means it's up to me to choose. And when I make a choice, I could be wrong. You have to experience it for yourself. As time goes by, you end up saying things like, even though I know that everyone is different, still. They're similar. They're tendencies. When I look at them, I get a sense like, oh, this person has this kind of tendency, or that person has that kind of tendency. So if someone comes along who matches the type I've already worked with, it's easy for me to build that relationship. So what happens when people like that appear around me? I'm the one creating it, right? I'm making it happen right now. And when those people are replicated just as they are, everything goes even more smoothly without any problems. That's why your super dream is so important. In this kind of situation, can you do it too? For those of you who can do it here, your sponsor will never just leave you alone. Why? Because you're a talent. Because you're someone who sees this as your own business. Do you know why I'm doing so well? The reason I'm getting better and better is that I kept making it my own as I learned. And of course, I made some mistakes along the way at first because I didn't understand. Those mistakes happened. I made mistakes because I didn't understand. But I managed to get through a lot of hardship. What happens when you make it through? Because it's so easy to make it that way, my partners. Their speed just keeps getting faster and faster. So what happens now? Everyone goes crazy. And now how does duplication happen? Those who used to just hand over the product in a rough and ready way, what did I always say about steps 1 and 2? Step 1 is to first mention that there is no sign-up fee or monthly maintenance fee. So after creating an ID and a few people have joined below, you go find that person, like poking potatoes or sweet potatoes, and ask why they need this. Everyone, another important thing here is thank you. Those individuals who can clearly convey precisely why Atomy absolutely must succeed, and more importantly, why the other person genuinely needs it, will undoubtedly grow solidly and consistently. However, if one only ever thinks, how can I personally succeed? And how can I help that person succeed? People who keep asking how and people who ask why are completely different. Their speed is totally different. So I also had a clear reason why Atomy had to succeed and why that person was needed. And when I supported both sides of my partner, I had a clear reason why I had to do it. Why? What happens if I create an auto sales master at the very bottom? It's easier for the person above to become an auto diamond master, right? That's why I'm handling the most difficult part. Since I'm taking care of the hardest part, what should the people above me do for me? Even though I'm young, they always thank me and say, it's amazing that I'm doing this at such a young age. It's not because I'm good at talking. It's because I show it through my actions and actually do it. That's why I'm being recognized like this. So in the end, everyone, this isn't something you can just say with words. Even I can say anything with words. With words, you have to show it through your actions, but those actions aren't easy. Still, the people who manage to take those actions, even though it's hard, what about them? In the end, the people who get things done are the real talents, and they are bound to receive great rewards. The bigger your actions, the bigger the rewards. Not many people have a super dream. Super dreams are a bit unique. Their actions are different and they're unique, right? Then you'll get even more help from above. You have to keep that in mind. That's why I'm grateful. These days, I'm kind of crazy, you know? Because I keep pushing through like this, more crazy people are bound to show up even faster. At first, it was hard to create even one person at a time, but now things are picking up speed. Everyone's going crazy now. Why? Now it really feels like this place is going to succeed because there's this kind of conviction. So now, since these people are really listening and trying to learn properly, what happens? They become solid and strong, and their words gain power. Also, unlike those who just hand out products in a haphazard way, what do the people here do more of? They're actually explaining the business. Since there are no membership fees or monthly maintenance fees, people who are better at selling, better at giving lectures, and better at speaking than me can emerge globally at unlimited levels. That's why we can succeed. As you say this, then the product comes in next. And the products sell well too. This is it. It's just a small difference between the person who talks about the product and the one who emphasizes no membership or monthly maintenance fees. Their message delivery differs. The speed is different too. Why? What's the reason for doing that? People have a negative perception. You have to change that perception. So only when that perception changes will people think, even if I don't do the business myself, it's okay to introduce others to that person. My people won't be harmed. I'm approaching it purely for the purpose of making introductions. And as you keep making introductions, what happens when those people grow? The people above them start getting really involved in the business. So what happens as the roots grow deeper and deeper? You end up receiving a very solid system income. So even in this kind of recession, what happens to me? I'm always at peace and our partners are always grateful, and the same goes for me. I'm always so grateful to my true mentor for teaching me the right direction in everything. So what happens? As I keep serving and following that path with a full sense of responsibility, what happens? Since I work with a people-centered approach, our partners understand that too. So what happens? Because it's replicated in the same way. There is no conflict. Everyone, this is a very important role. But the thing is, this is really difficult. However, I am grateful to those who manage to do it. They are bound to receive great rewards. So when you draw your genealogy chart, instead of just looking at the two legs and thinking about how to structure your teamwork or how to make those people work together, keep researching and thinking in that direction. Don't focus on how to increase sales or how to make that person boost their sales. Instead, think about how those people can become a team, enjoy working at Atomy, and create synergy together. When you start thinking this way, you realize, I just need to connect these people together. Or, oh, I just need to organize the teamwork like this. That's how you can start drawing out the picture. You understand, right? So when I supported both sides like that, what happened? I was able to receive solid system support and confidently provide proper guidance without worrying about what others thought. Do you think I worry about what my partners think? I don't. Why? Because I have established my roots on both sides. The important thing is, everyone, this is my plan, but the reason I had this plan is because in the past, the Imperial Masters shared their own story and situation with us. So I also created my own approach that fit my situation, and I made it happen. I told people not to do New Zealand, the Imperial Master, because it was so difficult for them to work overseas. Back then, there was no online access either, and mobile phone charges were extremely expensive. So the environment back then was completely different from mine. But for me, because of COVID, everything was non-face-to-face. So I was used to working online, and I was already someone who was comfortable with online platforms. So it was different for me again. That's why I was able to do it. So now, what did the Imperial Master say? Everyone, when it comes to my own work, I know it better than anyone. That's why I can accomplish it. And the Imperial Master said I did a great job. At first, I also had a lot of oxidation, right? So Sharon wrote, Master, what should I do? What should I do? In my case, I did it this way, but when you told me about your situation, I was grateful for that. You all will do even better. And you have your own answers. You have your own thoughts and things you want. So you want to do it this way and that way. And for me, this A plan goes like this. If things go this way, for example, if I nurture this person, it seems like it will be easier for the person above to maintain Auto Sales Master. That's why I want to nurture this partner. If you have your own plan like this, what do you think sponsors will think when they hear it? Huh? It sounds like it could work. What can I do to help? But if you don't think like this and just ask, sponsor, what should I do? Without any thought. Should I just connect partners to my sponsor? Then what else would you talk about? You'd probably just talk about how there's no sign-up fee or monthly maintenance fee. But do you think people will really understand that? In the end, there's a difference in depth between people who have their own plans, their own vision, and those who don't. It says right here to manage your thoughts. But right now, the mid-level leaders aren't managing their thoughts. This business is the same. You need to manage your thoughts. How? How am I going to make this person my partner? How am I going to create auto semi-sales with them? And why am I doing this? And why am I supporting this person? You need to have these kinds of why. Only then will you have a clear purpose and direction, no matter what trial and error you go through. And no matter what kind of rejection you face, you won't be shaken. But if you don't know anything and just work haphazardly, just doing things as they come and only working hard, you'll end up exhausted. Why? Because you can't see what's ahead. Will I really make it? Is this really the right way to succeed? You keep having thoughts like, I don't think this is going to work. Why is that? It means you're not thinking at all. That's because you're just meeting people, just delivering products, just doing matches, and that's it. And you're only thinking, I need to become an auto sales master quickly. I need to make my partner quickly. And that's as far as your thoughts go. You shouldn't stop there. You need to break it down further and think, how am I going to help this person develop others? Maybe if I have someone under this person, I should connect them here. Or even if it's under this person, I should work hard to sell and help them get some cash back so I can get some referrals. Or I should meet this person, manage them closely, and go do cold contacts together. You need to have plans like these, but you're just working hard without any strategy. That's not okay. Everyone, now we really need to do things properly. Do you know why we have to do it right now? Because now, people who want to do things properly are starting to join. More and more capable people are coming in. People who are really serious, and even those with capital. And they're young too. So what are you going to do then? If you don't keep up, the older folks will get left behind. Right now, young people are still saying, you do it, you use it, and they're rejecting it. But that's why this is an opportunity. You need to focus more and manage your thoughts strategically. Today's key point is this. It's about how to sponsor, how to focus your support, and nurture growth. The key point today is that you need to manage your thoughts strategically. Who should do this? Not the sponsor, but me. And when I run into a problem, I listen to advice from my sponsor. And I listen to that person's experiences. Then make it your own and talk about your own plan. Appeal. That's how, even though I never taught her, Master Eugene Diamond was able to duplicate what I did. So she says this to me. Next year, I will create semi-sales masters and make sure at least 4 people from Korea come out. She's making her own plans like this. Did I teach her this? No, I didn't. So now she has become a self-leader. As a result, she became a leader who leads from the center herself. So who knows more about overseas than I do? Master Lee Hyojin Diamond knows much more than I do. So actually, I ask her instead, who is it? Okay. Then I also check through photos and such. So when someone comes up under this person, I think I should connect a Korean person there. These kinds of scenarios come up, right? So everyone has their own plans, don't they? And everyone has people they're nurturing, right? Then I should also make sure that the people connected there create synergy below. So what happens if those kinds of people really band together? They get fired up and pile up at the bottom going, oh, it's hot, oh, it's hot. So you just need to work with people who are a good fit for you. Eventually, the number of people grows, right? Do you know how comfortable that is? Usually, in other companies or places, when there are a lot of people, it gets really noisy and complicated. But what's really great about Atomy is this. It's true that things get complicated when there are a lot of people. But if you're earning 100 million won and everything is connected, then as long as your foundation is solid, the people above might sometimes slack off, wander around, or lose motivation. But even if some people quit, even if I'm not running the business passionately, they still end up being consumers who use the product. So in the end, there's no one you have to let go of. That's why, even though I'm not someone who particularly enjoys meeting people, I got into this business. I only like a few people. I'm not really into going out of my way to meet lots of people or putting myself out there. So I'm the type of person who only does what needs to be done and values efficiency more than anything. I'm someone who prefers real substance over just appearances. Because of that, when I meet too many people, it drains my energy. So, does it even make sense for me to have a job where I meet people? It doesn't really suit me, but I'm still doing it. Why is that? Because once things are connected, I only put in effort when I really need to, and I don't waste my energy on the rest. Why is that? If I get exhausted, I'll collapse. So I thought, wow, this Atto impression is amazing. I don't have to manage everything. I just need to focus on the core things I really need to do, and I can just leave the rest alone, whether it gets done or not. That's why it's so comfortable, and nobody quits. And everything seems to gather around me as the center. Why? Because I'm the one holding the handle. What does that mean? It means I'm just holding the end. And I end up becoming a respected leader. But if you hold the lower part, you actually become more distant. So what happens then? They follow me. The closer they are, the less they follow me. You're making money because of me, right? That's where the conflict comes in. But what happens when the distance grows? Oh, our amazing sponsor. Thank you so much. Just a little bit of help from them creates an incredible synergy. That's what I'm saying. So the deeper the roots of Atomy grow, the easier it gets. And after all, these are daily necessities we're going to use anyway. It's okay if I can't sell them. For those of you who aren't good at selling, I tell you to sell hard. To me, I sell to myself very, very, very diligently. And I also serve my partner CEOs. I encourage them to eat well, to use the products diligently, and to share them with others. That's possible too. If you support well, that's enough. Atomy's business is a business of support. It's not a business where you increase sales by selling, but rather about nurturing your partners. Network marketing is about developing leaders. In a way, Atomy is really good at cultivating leaders. So, as the number of proper, genuine leaders increases, what happens to your system income? You can receive a safe and very stable system income. That's why I'm grateful. These days, there really aren't any jobs out there. And my partner has been looking for a part-time job lately and ended up working at a coffee shop. She decided to work at Mega Coffee. So I asked, aren't those part-time jobs usually for young people? And she said, that's right. They only hire people in their 20s, but she's in her mid-40s. So I asked, do they even hire you? And she said she's working the night shift. But at the same time, I thought, they say we'll live to 140 these days. If we're going to live to 140, but only people in their 20s get hired, and people in their 30s and 40s feel self-conscious even applying for a coffee shop job, then there really aren't any jobs left for us. We still have so many years left to live, so I can't help but worry about what we're supposed to do. So honestly, if it weren't for Atomy, there's really nothing else I could do. That's what I ended up thinking. So when the opportunity with Atomy came to me, even if it was just a little earlier in life, I thought it was important. Some of you probably met by chance. Most of you probably didn't come here because you were actively looking for it, but rather met by coincidence. Whether it was through the products or something else, don't just grab that chance half-heartedly. I'm saying you should grab it firmly. Why? Because from now on, as we enter the age of AI, jobs will keep disappearing. I hope you'll go all in for us, for yourself. You understand, right?